Hello, this is Jane Goodall. I so wish I could be with you as you celebrate this 40th anniversary of the founding of Chimfunshi, but alas, my stupid busy schedule doesn't let me do this. But please know I'm truly with you in spirit. I met Sheila and David Siddle many years ago, and they were just starting the Chimfunshi sanctuary, and I was encouraging them to do this. If I remember correctly, it was at a fundraiser for the sanctuary in Lusaka. It went super well and ended up with Sheila and me dancing on a table. Of course, we discussed chimpanzees and how best to give them the best lives possible in captivity. I didn't get to Chimfunshi that time, but some years later, when I was asked to help find a solution for the owners of a chimpanzee in Arusha, I immediately thought of Chimfunshi. This chimpanzee, Miller, originally Ludmilla, was 8 or 9 years old, and it was no longer possible for her to roam freely around their property. I immediately thought of Sheila and Dave. I managed to persuade the owner and pilot of a small plane to fly Mila, a veterinarian who tranquilized her, and myself to Zambia. Mila woke up during the journey, but she was really very good, especially during the long delays at immigration. It was dark by the time we got to Chimfunshi. We were greeted by Dave and Sheila. It was about 9 p.m. Mila was introduced to the cage where she would be in quarantine. I hated leaving her that night, wrapped in her little blanket in a strange place with nobody she knew anywhere near. But I didn't actually think the cage was strong enough. Sure enough, when I went down to see Mila very early the next morning, after giving her her tea in the mug that we'd brought with us, she hung down from the roof of the cage and with one swing kicked the door with both feet, and she was free. Sheila said she didn't think Mila would be that old, and maybe I misled her, maybe on purpose. Anyway, Sheila and I had the most amazing time following Mila. She found the outside refrigerator, opened it, and helped herself to a couple of beers. Then she approached workmen who were mixing cement with shovels, and when they moved away rather fast, she had a go at doing the same. She investigated everything, and all was well until she suddenly heard the sound of chimpanzees. Heaven knows when she last heard a chimpanzee. She must have been very young. Suddenly, everything changed. Her hair bristled, and she made strange, panting sounds. I've never heard them before, and I've never heard them since. Then she managed to climb to the top of the high wall of the enclosure, and she sat there, looking down at the now very excited chimpanzees below. We feared she might jump down and be attacked, so she was tranquilized, and then there was all the fear that she would fall into the cage. Fortunately, she fell the right way. She was returned to her now strengthened cage. It was with great sadness that I learned of the deaths of David and very recently that of Sheila Siddle. Together, they created a truly wonderful sanctuary, which has been considerably enlarged since I visited that time. Mila is still around, and she turned out to be a great adoptive mum to new infant chimpanzees. I want to end by thanking all of you who are helping to maintain this world-class home for rescued chimpanzees. It takes much money and passion to maintain such a sanctuary, as I know only too well from experience. I'm sure that this anniversary will be a great success, that you'll have a truly fun evening, and that it will generate new support for the amazing chimpanzees, each with his or her own story and personality, a lasting legacy to David and Sheila Siddle and their passion, determination, and persistence. Once again, I really wish I was with you. Perhaps you'll join me in raising a glass to the life work of David and Sheila, to all who help keep their work alive, donors, staff and volunteers, and of course to the chimpanzees of Chimfunshi. Cheers. And then for the chimpanzees themselves, have a good time, great success. Bye.